Jeffy Collection here with a non-toy review. Today I wanted to talk about a camera that I recently purchased and what I did with this camera, because it's kind of cool. Not sure if I'm the first or the last, but I thought it would be an interesting little video to make, and I wanted to make a small introduction because there's a little bit of a story behind all of this. I'm not a photographer, I'm not a videographer. I'm simply an enthusiast. I like taking pictures, I enjoy equipment, I enjoy the feeling of equipment. I like buying my Apple products, I like buying my iPhones when they come out. I just like electronics in general. I like how they make me feel. I like unboxing them, and I like technology. That's one of the things that I've always enjoyed very much, is the advancement of technology in electronic equipment. I use my camera equipment to make my videos. For those of you that follow the Jeffy Collection channel, you know that I shoot my videos. If you go all the way back to my original videos, I think I was doing them with a phone, with an iPhone, and then gradually I believe my production value has gotten a little bit better. And thanks to all the YouTubers out there that I've watched, all the studio setups, Peter McKinnon's videos, which I can't even compare myself to his videos, but I enjoy the process. I enjoy the process of setting up the lighting and camera equipment. So I don't go off on a tangent here. I purchased a new camera, and this happened for a very specific reason. I was invited to a very important friend's birthday in Vegas, which was last weekend, with a lot of people that I met there. There was about 14 of us. We had a great time. So one of the things that we were doing, and he was gracious enough to get us tickets to take us to the Sphere to see U2. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, a private company built a structure in Vegas which has about 58,000 LED panels, and it is probably the most interesting thing to look at. Vegas already has a lot of lights. When you're on the Strip, there's hotels and screens, but this just changes the whole game. You've got this massive spherical object when you're driving around or you're walking, and you can see this thing, and it's just programmed to display different things. I believe the cost was around $2 billion to build, and at the time was kind of like, all right, are they going to make their money back? What's going to happen? And now they opened it up, and U2 has its residency until the end of December inside the Sphere, and no better band than U2 to do this. I mean, Bono has always been a purveyor of new technology and visuals, and they're also one of the biggest bands in the world, so why not do U2? So we're going to U2, we're going in the Sphere to see U2, and I'm thinking to myself, what a great opportunity to take some cool video and some pictures and see how the low light reacts. I mean, it's great to have your phone, but you're not going to get that image quality out of a phone. Yes, the iPhone is amazing. I have an iPhone 14 Pro Max, great low light capabilities. I love it, but it's not gonna be like a camera with a big sensor. So naturally, I wanted to bring my camera. So I was looking at bringing my Sony with a 35mm lens and shoot. So I wanted to also check on the Sphere's website to see if it was even allowed to bring a camera, and no, you cannot bring a telephoto lens. No camera is allowed inside the Sphere to see U2. No cameras with a detachable lens. So it got me thinking, am I going to be stuck with my iPhone? Am I going to bring in the iPhone and just shoot whatever I can with that? I started researching. I've never had a Leica. This here is the new Leica Q3. And the beautiful thing about this, and this was one of the stipulations on the Sphere's website, is it has a fixed lens. So this is a $10,000 camera. So I was it was a bit of a deterrent to me because of the price. But the more I read about the camera, the more I researched it, the more videos I saw, the more reviews, I was thinking this might be a camera for me, because I'm A, traveling a lot, B, doing a lot of videos. I'm lazy, so I hate taking lenses off, putting the lenses back on, switching from a 50 fixed lens to a 35. And look, although there are the advantages to that, this seemed like an interesting thing for me because I'm not a professional videographer or professional photographer, and I thought it would be nice to have a smaller footprint to carry around with me. So this is the Q3, and there you go. So I knew I could bring this into the Las Vegas sphere because the Q3, the new Q3, has a fixed Summilux lens. This is what Leica is known for. I mean, the lens itself, I believe, is around $5,000-$6,000. With the camera package and everything, comes to around $9,000. I bought it in Vegas, so I don't know. I think it was $7,000 US, so probably about 10,000 Canadian. But it's a 28 millimeter fixed length, so up to 1.7, and you can't remove it. It's a fixed lens. The beautiful thing about this is it has in-camera cropping. So with the 28 mil, you've got a very wide lens, but if you want to go to 35, 50, 75, or 90, that can all be cropped in camera. So that was interesting, and because it's a 60 megapixel camera, you've got a lot of pixels to work with. And there was a lot of videos talking about the style of a Leica camera, the way it takes pictures, the way it processes images, and the way the lens takes its pictures is very different than other cameras. So this was something that I needed to try, and I really wasn't that worried because the camera is sold out, so automatically I had 3 weeks to find this camera so that I could take it into the sphere and do my video, take a few pictures, but I couldn't get the camera anywhere. So I finally was able to find one at B&C Camera in Las Vegas. Please, I hope I got that right. B&C Camera, so thank you to B&C Camera for getting me the camera, and thanks to Leica for getting me this camera. This thing is amazing, and I've been playing with it ever since then. The other issue is that I arrived in Vegas. I went to pick up the camera, but being that I'm in the Sony ecosystem and I've been using Sony for the last 5 years, I did not know how to use a Leica. Although, you know, you've got the usual, the shutter speed, aperture, everything that's in there that you have to balance, your ISO, but I still have to find everything in camera. So this is it. I mean, this is the camera, and it's just a beautiful form factor. Even when you remove the cap here, look at this. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I'm gonna do some close-ups of the actual hardware so you can see this. It has, there used to be a fixed lens, which a lot of people I think complained about. It has a movable lens right now, which I've never actually moved, so I can't even do it right now. But it's a very, very, very simplistic camera. You've got all of your components here. You've got all of your options on the lens. You can even go into a macro mode here, which switches into macro for close-up, I believe up to 15 centimeters. But the beautiful thing is this 28 millimeter fixed focal length, which can be cropped inside the camera, and it's a very, very nice form factor for traveling with. So look, we did the footage. I took some footage. Obviously, this was a very low light environment, and I could see where the camera struggled and where it didn't. And I gotta say, you know, one props to Sony for its auto focus. I mean, sorry, its focus modes are a lot more accurate, but this thing is an absolute beast. And I took pictures around Vegas with dinner, with friends, during the day. When you have light, I mean, this thing is just incredible. I mean, I love how the pictures look. I mean, I used to have to put a 50 mil lens on here with a 2.8 aperture, and I loved how pictures like that looked on a Sony. But this thing, I mean, it's basically just point and shoot, and this is great for a novice like me that is not an expert or an expert photographer. And I want to thank Leica for making this thing, first of all, because I will not be returning it, and I could because the camera is sold out, so it's a very easy thing to resell. I am going to keep my Sony equipment, but for those of you that want something a bit different, it's something to look at, even something to test, maybe rent one. It's just a very, very interesting feel, and it's just a beautiful piece of equipment. I love it. And the other thing that's great about this camera is the packaging. I mean, look at this beautiful, beautiful packaging. And you know, one of the beauties of buying things is the experience, the packaging experience. And look what they've done with this. So I mean, if I put this aside here, look how beautiful this is in terms of packaging. And I can stand up to show everybody this, but look, you just look at this. Look at this experience. Open here. You've got your drawer that comes, you've got two little drawers here, your camera, which is in this box here, and then little drawers with all of your wires and all of your stuff. And there's another one with all your instruction manual. But I mean, this is just great. I mean, all this is German made, obviously, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure you're paying for the name, the Leica name, but this is indeed one of the oldest camera companies around. And I bought this nice little threaded strap, which is great, which ties around the edges, and that's it. And I'm going to keep taking pictures with this, and I hope you all enjoy the video, and you can kind of see some of my friends who we were with in the U2 sphere. But let's see, this is the Leica Q3 inside the sphere in Vegas for U2. Enjoy.
This is so wrong. So wrong.
Thank you.